tell you about Patty's pastries. Baby, let me tell you about Patty's pastries.
What up, y'all?
What's goody? What's goody?
Welcome back to another week of In a Pinch with Patty, featuring
Quis.
What's good, y'all? Glad to be back for another week. I hope y'all are feeling well. How was your week, Quis?
Can't complain about a thing.
Okay.
I can't.
Did you
I
do
really
anything
can't.
exciting this week?
It was my sister's birthday, so happy birthday to you, sis.
Happy birthday.
And, other than that, my phone broke. I ain't had a broke phone in some while. So.
The worst.
So yeah, that was my week.
Especially when it's an Android.
You ain't had to go there, son.
Listen, the people gotta know, y'all, Quis is still with green bubbles. It's crazy out here.
And y'all gotta know that this podcast gets edited on a green bubble phone.
Don't tell them all the biz.
And it's being recorded right now on a green bubble phone. Look at that quality. Y'all hear that? You hear that?
It is what it is.
Y'all can hear the music in the background. It's like 20 feet away.
Is it? It's like 15 feet. Maybe 20.
Yeah, it's definitely about 20. 25.
All right, guys. So, definitely hope you guys tuned in to the last episode where we were talking about improvement. If you didn't, press rewind and go back to the previous clip because there's definitely something in there for you. I put my words into action this week as far as like working on self-improvement.
Hey.
So kind of proud of myself. Cause like, if like I don't do it, I can't be telling people like about doing it.
Practice what you preach.
That's it. So y'all wish me luck. I got some pounds to lose before Cali in October. I'll see y'all there if y'all out there. This week, guys, we're going to talk about something super important. This should be applicable to our entire audience, but we're going to talk about the journey to success. I feel like there's more than one path for sure, but we're just going to go over some... we're going to go over some basic steps that'll help you along the way, I guess. You know how we do Freestyle Fridays.
Let's get it.
So, I'm just looking, in front of me and I see a list of things. And one of the things that sticks out to me is don't waste time. And like keeping it real, like time is very important. Like it's one thing like that you cannot make up.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? Like I've heard there's a quote somewhere by somebody, and it's like wasted time is more valuable than wasted money because you can make money back. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's like, true. Once that time's gone, it's gone.
Yeah, indeed.
So, if I could say, yes, don't waste time because you only got one life.
Facts.
And you have to make the most of it, especially nowadays because you don't know, life is short.
Indeed it is. Life is very short, and this can apply to anybody out there. Where you are right now, like as a person, physically, mentally, might be the best you've ever been, or like you're living in your golden ages right now. Like this is your time where you can, like, you have the ability to make shit happen. Like you can go out right now and do things that in 20 years you're not going to be able to do. Like time is really of the essence. Like people say, like, get out there, appreciate what you got going on right now because this is it. Like shit is changing, everything's changing, time is not stopping. Like things might stop in your life, you might go to sleep or chill out, but everything else around you is moving. Time is powerful.
Yeah, time is powerful. So, I mean, guys, that's one thing. Like, don't waste your time. We have to make the most of what we got while we got it. Especially just as far as, like I said, like you can't make it up. I feel like another good thing or like another good, you know, uh, part of being on your journey to success is disciplining yourself.
Indeed.
And I mean, I think you spoke on that last episode. Like, discipline is so important. Like, even when you don't want to, when you're tired, when you're sick, when you don't feel good, when you do feel good, like, even still, like, you just have to be disciplined enough to say, okay, I'm gonna get this done. Like I said, even if it's setting small goals or, getting up 5 minutes early or going to sleep 5 minutes later, like, those small things add up to big things. Not only that, like, it just teaches you how to carry yourself more successfully moving forward.
Indeed.
So yes, again, discipline I feel like is a very important.
Yeah, that's a fact. If you ain't got discipline, like, you can't take control of anything else. If you can't discipline yourself to do something, and discipline sounds like easy, like, oh, I can make myself do this. Like, nah, go ahead, go try that. Do that for a couple days.
I mean, just think about it. It's even something as small as I'm only gonna be on social media for 3 hours today.
Go try that.
Go try that.
Indeed.
Even people at work, people that drive, people that work, any walks of life, any kind of, I can guarantee you, if you're on any form of social media and you're not old AF, like, you spend 3 hours a day on social media. Between, shout out to Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok,
Instagram.
Like, YouTube, like, 3 hours a day. I know for sure I spend 3 hours a day.
For sure.
I mean, I have a business. I spend more than that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, just in between, like, doing podcasts, editing, like,
facts.
there's so much stuff. And then, like, it's not just posting for your business, but like I said, it's something as small as saying, look, I'm going to do 3 hours of Facebook. Or I'm going to get up and do a 15-minute walk in the morning and a 15-minute walk at night. Like,
yeah, go ahead. That 15-minute sound, I'm going to do a 10-minute walk.
Yeah, it's right.
That shit sound great.
Sounds easy, but I mean, it's so. That's one thing that I have been, like I said, like, I've definitely been trying to practice what I preach. Like, this morning I woke up and I was like on an energy wave and I had like stuff to do, and I normally like do my whole house cleaning on Saturday.
Okay.
But I was like, yo, I feel good. Let me get up, clean the house, like get ready for the weekend. Y'all, I'm old AF. I don't be doing anything but cleaning on the weekend. But it just felt good to like, at first I was like, okay, I'm going to get up and do it. And then it was like a little lazy wave hit me. And then I was like, nah, I feel good. Let me take advantage of this energy while I got it. So it's just disciplining yourself to even pushing yourself a little harder.
Yeah,
it all coincides with that.
Definitely gotta push yourself. If you don't push yourself, then you ain't gonna make nothing happen. Like, you could say you're gonna do this, say you're gonna do that. If you ain't making no action, ain't got down, you ain't really doing nothing. Anybody could say a lot.
Yeah, you could say a lot. People could say you're 100% on it with that. Like, and I used to be bad for that. I was like a really bad procrastinator growing up, where I'd be like, oh, I'll do it later, or I'll do it tomorrow, or I'll do it next week. My mom used to get on to me about that so bad, and she's like, tomorrow never comes with you. And then, like, the older I get, the more important that I see, like, do it today.
That's facts.
You're not guaranteed tomorrow. Do it today. You know what I'm saying? Like,
today.
Now, am I perfect? Do I always do that? No, of course. Everybody's going to procrastinate to a certain extent. But I feel like, once you give yourself a day or two, I feel like that's a comfortable space. You give yourself like a day or two, but like, if you know you need to do something, you just need to get on that and get it done.
Yeah, facts. That's one thing that I can say as far as growth, praise report, I guess. But like, it's for our growth report. That sounds good. So I can say like I used to be like I'll do this next week, or I'm gonna start Monday person, or I'll start in a couple days, and honestly making myself do it either sooner, as in we doing this shit tomorrow, like this is when it starts, or even like yo, like fuck it, let's get it shit rolling now, and tomorrow we'll start even what
yeah, how we're really, yeah. And I mean, just for example, like I said, like I mean, I started eating better on the first. The first fell on a Tuesday. I would have been like, and I mean, I've said this, since we've been doing the podcast, like, I'll be like, oh, I'm going to start. And like, I don't start it. I'll like think about it like a week later and be like, oh, I'm going to wait till, this. I'm going to wait till Monday. I'm going to wait till it's a fresh week. And I was like, bro, it's Tuesday the 1st. And I'm going to do what I got to do because like, I'm just tired of making excuses. I can't be sad. I can't be upset if like, I'm not putting in
the effort, the goddamn the dedication, and that discipline, like
discipline. That's another thing. Like like for me, you're exactly right. Like it's hard for me not eating after 7:00. You know what I'm saying? But I have to be like, Chair, it's not good for you.
Indeed.
So follow the fucking rules.
That's what
you know what I mean?
My girl too, cause like I be like, not only is it making me thicker, but like it's unhealthy all the way around. So I'll be like, I'm eating right before I go to bed, 8-9 o'clock at night. I'm going to sleep. Like I'm sounding old as fuck when I say it out loud. But yeah, it's for one, it's unhealthy and it's not good for you, and it's like, bro, that's not the wave. So.
Yeah, so again, like discipline's just
let's get better at it together.
Yeah, totally with that. I feel like another important part of being successful is to enjoy and love what you're doing.
For sure.
Because if you're just doing something to, make it until here, make it until there, like, you will never be long-term successful because in your head, that's what you're doing it. Just to make it. Just to get by. Just to pay, bills and rent. Like, and like, I've been there. Mm-hmm. I have definitely been there. And I would say I was successful, but I wasn't as successful as I could have been. Like, I was putting a cap on myself.
Okay.
Because I wasn't in love with what I was doing. And it's like, when you love what you're doing, I just feel like, you're always trying to get better.
For sure.
Perfect the craft. But also, like, it makes you genuinely feel good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love watching people, eat my cookies and eat my, whatever I make. Like, and then really enjoy it. I don't know if it's like the Italian in me but I love that. So,
I got you.
I mean, just making people feel special on their like important days, like that's important. So, yeah, I am a firm believer in loving what you're doing is a big part of being successful with it.
Damn, and that was deeper than just like liking what you're doing, enjoying like just doing it. Like you took it to a whole nother level into seeing the reaction that others get from what you're putting out into the world, and that's what makes you a great person.
Yeah,
so put that
appreciate
on a
you.
Plaque. But another thing that you had said, like when you're not in love with what you're doing, like I never really sat down and had a conversation with somebody like that. So like honestly, this is fucking cool. But I reached the point like I'm always down for some quick money, like, but that's all I was out for. Like, so I was always looking for some get some bread quick things, come on, like I'm all for some quick money. And then I realized like I was successful in a lot of it, don't get me wrong, but I realized that after I reached that point of I got the bread that I wanted off of it, it wasn't like, all right, but I really don't feel like doing this shit no more. Like, this is not really for me. Like, this is not this is not my calling. So like I did a couple more like, yo, let's get this bread, da 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 da, and you know I got the bread, and then I realized like, but I don't like doing this. So,
Right.
like that definitely realizing what you enjoy doing is a big thing, because when you don't have that feeling like, oh man, like fuck, I don't want to do this, like then it's like, well damn, maybe this is what maybe this is where I should be, putting my eggs at. Goddamn, you can't be, wasting too much time trying to chase that quick bag, because that's, that quick money don't last. And if you try to create something that got some longevity, then
yeah, anything worth having don't come easy. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Shout out to my grandma, because that's where I heard that from.
That's facts.
I feel like it's not only just like loving what you do, but you also have to excuse me, you also have to concentrate and focus on what you do.
Indeed.
And how to keep loving what you do. That's a hard thing for me, and I think it's because I always have so many different things going on, from like making content to cooking to cleaning to advertising to doing my regular stuff. Like it's hard for me I'll literally sit down in the morning, and that's part of my routine is like posting up. But I'll sit down in the morning and I'll get started and be like fervently looking at what I'm doing, focus on what I'm doing. And then boom, I see something else and I put that on hold for like, and it's like, that's another thing that I've just tried practicing, is like concentrating on what I'm doing and getting it done.
A lot of people need to do that for real, because shit, you get sidetracked for 1 minute, and that 1 minute turn into 30 minutes, 30 minutes turn into 4 hours. Now you just scroll through 100 videos and you forgot that you was in the middle. You just needed to put the hashtags on the video and hit the post button.
Yeah, and it's like you're somewhere else watching another reel about a puppy in a sheet. Like, what is going on in a rescue donkey?
Yeah.
Like, bro, I was just posting my menu for the day.
Almost there.
I do that so often. But again, that's something that you just have to mentally... it's small things like that, making adjustments like that, like, really gives you long-term success.
Yeah. You could post 5 things in that whole hour that you don't waste looking at dog videos.
Henry the rescue donkey. Yeah.
No lie.
Like, he's great now, but he's not making us any money.
Not
like, I'll catch you on the toilet tomorrow, Henry. Like, straight up.
Oh man.
I think another important thing is sometimes you have to change the way you move or the way you handle things, but like I feel like it's important like not to change your goal. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like for example, like when I've had to do price changes in the past, like it's something you have to do. You know what I mean? But my goal at the end of the day, at the end of the week, like remains the same. Like even as far as like, dealing with, for example, customer service. Let's say customer service is important to you. And
it is.
Me too. Anybody that's ever, done business with me can attest to that.
Facts.
But
don't try me though.
Don't try me though. Yeah, but I mean, there's also, there's been times throughout my, 4, almost 5 years of business where I've been like, I have to change the way of doing things.
Indeed.
But like my goal, to see you happy, it doesn't, that doesn't change. So it's completely okay to switch shit up and do things differently. But as long as you're keeping your
goal the same,
eyes on the prize, like I feel like that's another like important thing to, being successful.
That's spot on right there on the journey to success. You got to keep your eyes on the prize because the court gonna change, the playing field gonna change. Like, but you got to know that, when you set out on your path, where you decided to go is where you better get to.
Yeah.
You don't stop on the path and get content with where you at. You don't get halfway and think you want to do something else. Like, nah, fuck that. Let's get where we going and let's make it happen.
Yeah, and I feel just in speaking on customer service, for example, like, I feel like another, part of being successful is being able to learn from your mistakes.
Oh, yeah.
Hard head makes a soft ass. You know what I mean? And, like, you have to be teachable. So if you're not teachable, from anybody else, you have to be teachable from life. Like,
yeah, there you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Teach yourself too. We got all types of knowledge out there that we got access to.
You've known me a long time. I would definitely say I'm somewhat of like a perfectionist. I like shit done right. I like it done, concisely on time. Like, that's just how I am. But also, like, stuff happens, you know what I mean? So I've had to learn from different issues in business, and not even just business, like personal experience as well. But you have to be able to hold yourself accountable and be like, okay, this is where I went wrong, so let's not do that anymore and try something new. And you might go through 4 things of trying something new, but you have to learn every time you fall down. You have to learn getting up, like what caused you to fall.
There you go.
So that way you don't fall down anymore.
There you go.
AKA being successful.
Free game.
Yeah. Another thing, I feel like believing in yourself and being patient with yourself is very important, because it starts at home. Like,
there you go.
If you don't believe in yourself, now patience is another thing. And I'll keep it very real, and as we'll dig a little deeper into that, like, having faith in yourself and believing in yourself, like, it's not always easy.
Not at all.
And I feel like that's a misconception of owning a small business or being an entrepreneur. Like, people don't talk about the hard things and the sleepless nights and the early mornings and the, am I going to make enough money to pay my bills this week? Like, people don't talk about that as much as I feel like you should. But, if you lose, like, belief in yourself, like, look at Keith Lee, for example. Shout out to Keith Lee. I mean, this man was dead broke. You know what I'm saying? And, like, his big thing is, like, he knew he was supposed to do something. He had faith in God. And, like, even with, like, $100 in his pocket, like, you know what I mean? He knew he was supposed to do something. And, like, he was a professional fighter. Now this man's got, like, 15, 20 million followers reviewing freaking food all over the world. Like, changing people's lives and restaurants and stuff like that. Like, but he had faith and he believed in himself enough that he didn't give up. And that's why he's successful.
That's what it's about.
And I mean, that same as with other people, Keith Lee was just the first person that came to mind, because like, I admire his story, and I admire the fact that, I mean, I'm a small business as well. Like, these reviews change people's lives. Like, change people's lives. And I just think that's fucking awesome. So yeah, now patience, having patience with yourself, that's a whole different story. Because
Definitely.
It's like,
patience, period. Not even with yourself.
Patience, period, has always been a thing with me. But, like, patience in, like, my personal growth or, like, my business growth, like, whole different level of ADHD, OCD. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm big on I need it. I want it right now. Like, this is what's gonna work for me. Like, and I feel like if I got the money and I'm paying for it, this is when I need it to happen. But again, I've also had to like back and be like, Chair, the world doesn't run around you. You know what I'm saying? So like, yes, you may want somebody to, you know, do this or do that or whatever. Like, how many times do you think people will be like, oh, I'm on my way? 2 hours later, insert SpongeBob voice. Like, you know what I mean? And that used to make me so mad.
I believe it.
Because you already know I'm like one of those people, waiting. Like, if you tell me you're on your way, if I tell you I'm on my way, I'm like getting in the car, I'm on my way.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
So that means the other person getting ready for you, they already got things set up. Like,
right. And then it's like, I'm out again. Customer service is important to me, so I want to have everything. Like, if I get something from somebody and I got to pull up to them, like, when I pull up, I need you to be in place. Like, let's get this done. I'm going about my day. You know what I mean? And it's just like, so small things like that, just like small things like that, have had to put it into perspective and be like, listen, everybody's not like you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, just chill.
And small businesses, period, you know, like if you telling somebody you're on the way, you got a pickup order, you know. There to like, all right, well, shoot, I can go, you know, out with my family after this. I can go do what I need to do after this. And if you bullshitting with somebody else's time, that's not cool. So, stop. You're good. Stop being shit, people. You good?
Yeah, you have to edit that out.
I got you, no worries.
Yeah, 100%. Like, sorry guys, that was that, guys. So yeah, if you ever hear like weird clips of us going like in and out, that's me totally choking. So just letting y'all know. So yes, like patience and believing in yourself are very important assets to being successful. This one is gonna be a woozy, like. Ooh. Controlling yourself and controlling your anger.
Oh, that's a big one right there.
Big one.
Dang, that's like the 5th time I'd heard that this week, and that's crazy we talk about it because I've been seeing signs about controlling your anger and just like being cautious of your tongue as far as like what you say. I still put that word in, but like just on a whole level of being, you know, on a level of control. Like, you can't let yourself wild out and just lash out on different bullshit. Like, like I said, this is the 5th time I see it this week, so God talking to me. Shout out to God. But
I mean, do you feel like you get angry quick?
I don't lash out, but I do be slick at the mouth. Like,
really?
I feel like
I don't even see that.
It's not even slick at the mouth. I mean, it's slick. I'm so slick at the mouth that I'd be slick at the mouth and like, but it
people
be like,
don't know you're being slick at the mouth.
Yeah, exactly. So I need to chill out on my own self because I know I be like wilding when I be talking. So like. Yeah, and like I'm not an angry person, but like when I get mad, like don't tell me to chill out. Like I'ma just let me do my thing. Like I'll be mad for a little bit, and when I'm done, I'm good. But like I don't know, like when I'm mad, I can't just like shut that shit the fuck off. Like I just gotta control. I don't be lashing out and wilding or nothing.
Even just controlling how you react to it.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Like.
How you say your body expressions, what you don't say, that's all it right there. It's not what I say, it's what I don't say.
I mean, right. And we were just talking about this. I mean, I have a big thing like, I'm cutting you off.
Yeah,
like, I won't text you, unfriend you, unfollow you. Like, ain't no hard feelings, but I'm good. Like, and like, sometimes it's not that serious.
It's not at all.
You know, and I mean, not just like, that was just an example, but like, you can't let other people's like actions and you know how they move like affect you to the point of
changing your mood.
It's hard sometimes.
Oh, it's fucking super hard all the time.
But and we're not even talking, I mean, yes, I guess this can be, you know, being successful, you know, personally and being successful business, you know,
Shit, running
wise.
your own
But
business.
as far as like business wise, that's one of my biggest things is like, I wouldn't even say anger, frustration is like more, you know what I
That's a
mean?
good
Because
word.
like I'm
It's
very
not anger, it's a
informative, and
frustration.
it's like sometimes it's like, bro, just read.
Yeah.
You know what I
That's
mean?
exactly what it's
I
like.
want to tell people like,
Just like that.
yo,
Just like
everything is right,
Right
there. But then it's like you have to be like, okay, like,
Yep.
you know, this is part of running a business. You have to,
Think how they're thinking.
I love y'all, but like we've got to be
Realistic,
quality
like,
assurance, HR, customer relations.
They got
like,
good customers, and they got ones that who really be Karens, like
for no reason,
at all.
Right.
Like, and you would think like just because you run a small business, like you won't got to deal with shit like that. Like, nah, bro. Like that shit legit changes my entire mood. Like frustration and like, I'm not gonna say anger, but I'll get a message in the middle of the day on some eBay shit, and it will literally change. I'm on top of the world and told myself good vibes to the tribes, no lies. We just getting through it.
Right.
And you send me a message on eBay, yo, I don't try to read them during the day no more, because no matter what it says, it just affects me for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, and you could just say some shit that's like, when is it supposed to be here? And it's like, hey, yo, you have a tracking number. You have this information that you can easily look. Matter of fact, it would have been simpler to click the button above what this message was.
I mean, I totally feel that. I just feel like, you know, it's very important, especially just being successful, you know, business wise, like controlling how you think. How you think is not always how the customer is going to think. And at the end of the day, now, news break. Are you ready for this?
Dun, dun.
The customer is not always right.
They're not always right.
And I say that with all the love in the world, but the customer is not always right. Now, you know, but that's when customer service comes in. You know what I'm saying? And that's when you have to sometimes be like, you know what? Like, I'm not operating as myself. I'm operating as my business.
As a business, and you have to think like
and that's
that.
hard.
Yeah,
But if you're gonna be successful,
that's
like,
what it takes. That's what it is on the journey to success. You have to operate as a business. You can't. Somebody might hit you with some wild stuff in the inbox, and you gotta reply not as yourself, because of course you know what you want to say, but you gotta think, what would your business say? What would a professional say? And you have to operate in that mindset on this journey to success.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like being, you know, just being kind, being a good person,
open-minded,
sincere. I think all of those are like really important attributes and important parts of being successful. Being polite, you know what I mean? Like, again, that all just ties into customer service and people want to come back and deal with you.
Yeah, for sure.
And all very important points. And if you concentrate, even if you don't take anything away, if you take one of these steps and apply it to what you got going on, I promise you you're going to see some kind of improvement. And these are all things that I practice, all things that I try to implement on a daily basis. But yeah, guys, if I could leave you with anything, like, don't give up.
Hey.
Perseverance is a very important attribute to being successful as well. Don't give up. Believe in yourself and never get too comfortable. Like, always work on being a better person, building a bigger business, you know, bigger clients.
Level up.
Yeah, all of that.
That's what it's about.
Because at the end of the day, especially with business, like, practice makes perfect, and you're gonna mess up. That's okay. Forgive yourself. Keep it moving.
Yes, sir.
And I feel like if you follow, these things, like, it'll definitely help you on your journey to success.
Put some of this into action. Like, we ain't just here talking and y'all sitting around just, at the table just having a conversation. This is free game. You can literally put anything that we say into work and you're gonna see something from it. I promise you this. Like,
even if it's just one of those things,
for sure,
definitely, it's all like you have to move and put things in motion, or you're just gonna keep doing the same thing. So make your business better. That's all you can do is try to get closer and closer to being successful. And I don't ever think that you can be too successful. Like, just because you're like, you could lose it all. So, like, you have to keep moving and you have to keep putting those things.
Shit, I think even after you reach the level of success you plan to reach, you gonna still want more. You gonna have a whole
for sure. I mean, very few people get to the point of where they can say, oh, I'm comfortable. But even the most successful people are never going to be like, oh, I've got enough. I've had enough.
Yeah.
Like,
shit, I think that's going to be my problem when I get to that point, because I already don't feel like I didn't had enough. Like, I always feel like there's more. I feel like there's bigger, there's better, and I always want to keep moving. I'm never content with where I'm at. I never content with what I have. I always feel like, there's room for improvement. There's ways to get better. There's something new to learn. There's something new to be a part of. There's, it's bigger than what we got going on now. Like we mentioned plenty of times, things are changing. Things are ever changing. So, you got to get with the times, keep shit moving, and, stay on that journey to success, man. Like, don't sleep on yourself. Keep your head up. Get your bread up and talk to these customers nicely until they fed up.
Well, I mean, they shouldn't be fed up if you're talking to them nicely. But guys, I mean, that's, we're keeping it simple. Like, excuse me, all good tips to, at least start on if you haven't started, these are even good tips. And if you have started, just, like I said, even if you take one thing out of here and put it into action, it'll definitely make a difference.
For sure.
Guys, if you like what we're talking about, if you disagree with what we're talking about, feel free to, leave it in the comments. Tell your friends about us. Subscribe, and comment, guys. We want to get to as many people as we possibly can.
We want to hear who's watching, too.
Yeah, like I said, just give us a thumbs up. Tell us the things that you guys want to talk about.
Tell us what you like.
We're halfway through the alphabet now, so you guys have plenty of chance to let us know what's going on.
For sure.
As always, it's been a pleasure. I wish you guys a great upcoming week.
Hey.
And until next time, it's been a learning experise. Thanks for hanging out with us on In a Pinch with Patty, featuring
Quis.
Peace.